Okay, long open road, but I can use this actually. A little bit of time to myself will give me a chance to try to recover my memories from before I suffered brain damage. Just need to relax a little bit and just let it come. Oh, son of a bitch. Man, I really get the feeling I should have cut my losses and gone home. If only I could remember where the hell that was. Radio. Okay. So if somebody is in this area from the state of the equipment, I should probably warn them about the powder gangers in case they don't.
Maybe I'm just jumpy.
Right on time. I thought you might want to know about the powder gang. Ah, crap.
Had enough?
Man, if I'm going to run into these guys every 2 minutes, I'm going to need a new bat. Nothing useful in there, and nobody on the radio. Okay, so trying to remember back before all the... Ah, again! Man, you guys hold a grudge. Okay, well, luckily that worked. Admittedly, that was a bit of automatic pilot there, but clearly I've got some experience with explosives after all. Guess that's why I'm carrying around a grenade launcher. Okay, maybe that's what I need to be doing. Not blowing up people, remembering the things that I used to be able to do before I was brain damaged. The information is probably there, I just gotta remember it somehow. If I could just... Again? You guys at the Starbucks of the Mojave Wastelands. Yeah, that's right. Less than 20 minutes of walking up this road, and I've been attacked by so many powder gangers, I've leveled up. At this rate, I'm going to be level 20 by the time I reach Prim. Hell, by the time I reach New Vegas, I'm probably going to have Neo-like superpowers. But yeah, this is definitely working. I've already reclaimed some of my knowledge about explosives. I can recall a lot more about them than I could before. Okay, where everyone slips up once. Maybe I should have put down the baseball bat. Seeing as how they've caused me so much trouble, I raid their little outpost here. Surprisingly, taking away from the murdering thieves gives negative karma, because you're stealing. That's right, you're taking what they have rightfully stolen. Karma doesn't matter much in this game, but when it does come up, it is kind of important, so I find this a little bit disturbing. There's Prim. Uh-oh. Yep, okay. Looks like it's gecko smashing time as soon as he... Okay. Guess he's got an appointment. Alright. Wait a second. He's gonna circle back, isn't he? Yeah, he's circling back. Sure enough. Fool me once. Hi. Alright then. Carry on. That was weird. 1 mile straight of powder gangers, and then I've got a gawking gecko. I get the creepy feeling that he's following me. He's like a scout or something. They become super intelligent and they want to know where a settlement is so they can all descend en masse and just devour everybody.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Prim is off limits.
Oh, please tell me it hasn't been taken over by geckos. I would freak out if that happened. Nope, turns out the town has been overrun by, try not to be too shocked, powder gangers. So I see the lieutenant in charge, if he can be bothered to stop staring at the side of his tent.
I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. What's your business? We were sent out here to hold back the tide of convicts from the correctional facility. As you can probably tell, we aren't doing the kind of job we could be doing.
Yeah, I didn't want a Monday morning quarterback year or anything, but since you brought it up, yeah, this it kind of sucks. But yep, I have permission to head into town, and I can deal with the powder gangers if I want to. This is good, though. I want to get back that chip, not just because I want to make that guy pay for it, but I also want to try to get my memories back, and I have a feeling that if I can find the chip, that might go some way towards helping jog some of the neurons back in place. A big part of what I did used to be with the courier stuff. If I could just try to remember how I got the job.
Oi, shite for brains! I don't pay you to gawk. Stop standing there with your jaw dangling like a goat's ball sack and make a delivery, you distended Brahma anus.
Okay, either there are gaps still in my memory, or that just raised more questions than it answered. After taking out a few of the powder gangers, I discovered that the townspeople are all holed up inside of the Vicky and Vance casino.
I don't know what it was brought you to Prim, youngster, but you might want to rethink your plans. Town's gone to hell.
Yeah, given what I've seen, I'm wondering if the NCR dumped their entire prison population out here.
I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave Express Outpost. Well, I don't got any work right now, sorry to say.
No, I gathered that. I figured the siege might be getting in the way of the normal operations of our delivery service. I was just hoping maybe you'd have some info that could help me out.
I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order you can show me? Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That job had strange written all over, but we couldn't turn down the caps. That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Pair of dice, chess piece, that kind of stuff. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. Guess it was just your chip that didn't make it.
Oh, gee. Sorry being ambushed by a gang and getting shot in the head has spoiled your perfect record. What's weird is that I wasn't the one who was supposed to make this delivery.
First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the divide skins him alive. Well, that's where you came in. Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was for real. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job, just like that. I asked if he was sure it was good money. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojave'd sort you out or something. Then he just up and walked out. No idea. Sounds like you two had a history for him to act like that. And turn down the money, too. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad luck. Enough for me to say.
Huh. That could explain what happened here. What if that other courier had some beef with me about something? He was supposed to take the chip and give it to the checkered coat guy, but when he saw that I was going to be the one to deliver it if he didn't, he arranged for me to get ambushed by the people who wanted the chip in the first place, and the price for getting the chip would be to kill me then. Clearly he's got some kind of grudge against me if he recognized my name on the ledger, which puts him one up on me. I'm still not sure that it's Bud. Anyway, it seems that my would-be killer did indeed come this way. Apparently, Deputy Beagle spotted them and took some notes on what was going on, so he should be able to help. Unfortunately, with the powder gangers around, law and order is taking a bit of a hit. Word around town is they shot the sheriff, but they did not shoot the deputy. They instead have tied him up and are keeping him in the casino that's across the street. So if I want that information, I'm going to have to go in there and rescue him. One of the benefits of explosives, they are an area of effect attack. Well, that should make it a little easier. The leader should be the strongest, since he's got to keep all the other ones in line. Hopefully that'll encourage some of them to run away rather than face the guy who could beat up the guy who can beat up them.
Found.
I admire your diversity hiring practices, but maybe you shouldn't give the gun to the blind guy. Good, now that just leaves me and the deputy.
I don't suppose you came here to rescue me. I'd cross my fingers, but my hands are numb. Why, yes I am. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm in a bit of a predicament here. I'd be most appreciative if you'd set me free.
Well, I didn't exactly come in here to make a reservation.
Oh, that's just marvelous. I think I'll be making my way outside now. The air's a little close in here.
Yeah, go on ahead. The way behind me is all clear, and I doubt there's anyone else in the building anyway. When you get down to the guy whose response to an attack is to point at a blank wall, there's probably not many competent people left in the building.
Then I'll defer to your superior appraisal of character and prowess in contests of arms, and see you outside.
Yeah, spend less time talking about it and more time doing it. As expected, there is nobody else left in the building, but I still take the opportunity to pick this lock here. It's not an important lock, it just separates one part of this place from another part that I can already access, but I'm still going to do it. In the Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim, the more that you use a skill, the more it levels up. However, in the Fallout games that Bethesda did, it instead works on the principle that if you use a skill, then you get experience points for using it, even if there's no practical result to it. So, even if you could just walk around a door that's locked, it's still better to pick the lock and at least get the experience points for doing so. Every little bit helps. Anyway, I better go find Beagle before he gets himself captured again.
Well, that was quite an adventure. We taught those convicts a thing or two, didn't we? Breaking myself out of a hostage situation. Not to diminish your role in it, of course, but it was quite thrilling.
I'm sure it was. The way you were sitting there in a puddle of your own urine sure lured them into a false sense of security.
Problem is, there's still no law in Prim. What are we to do the next time ruffians menace us and hold us hostage?
Yeah, one problem at a time, Barney Fife. First tell me the answer to my question.
Ah, yes. My memory is much clearer now that I'm free from my bondage. I was performing recon, gathering information on some of the powder gangers, when some great cons arrived with your friend in the suit. They were talking about some delivery they took from a courier. I assume that was you? They said they'd be heading through Nipton to Novac to meet a contact there.
Right, that I should probably get going. Wait a second. I mean, yeah, I want revenge. I think that's a common side effect of being shot in the head. But let's not be too hasty about things. There might be answers around Prim that could lead me back to more information about my past, and I don't want to risk the powder gangers blowing it all up. I hate the thought of that guy getting further away, but these people really need some help, and it would benefit me as well. Basically, it's wins all around if this town gets a new sheriff. It's just a question of who could best do the job.
Hello again. I don't suppose you've decided to help Prim find its next sheriff? It should be someone brave like you, but more of a homebody. Someone who'll settle down and watch over us. I heard the powder gangers talking about someone in the prison named Myers who has some experience as a sheriff. He may be a good choice. Also, with the NCR so close by, you may be able to get them to take over the town. Not sure why they haven't helped out already.
Those are both good choices, but what if I buck trends and go to a third candidate?
System runtime error. Unable to initialize law enforcement protocols, partner.
Well, it was worth a try. I mean, he does pull that hat off so well. Well, the tracks lead to New Vegas. That could be important information. If I get lost and I need to get to the city, just follow the tracks and hope I'm heading the correct direction. Well, at least I'd be lost with a purpose. Prison should be right over... Oh, crap, they got the searchlights going. I was really hoping I could slip in under cover of darkness. Well, nothing to it but to do it. Just a bit off to the side. Looks like I'm going to have to go in there and finish him off. What the... First off, I've never heard of anyone air saxophoning. And second, if there was, I don't think now would be the time. I like the sad face next to Powder Ganger's infamy gained, as if that somehow was breaking my heart that these people didn't like me as much as they used to. Boy, and I sure care so much about the opinions of murderers. Okay, well, that just leaves the one in the tower, which means I'm skipping the one in the tower. My aim with firearms is too awful to even try to hit the guy, and throwing a stick of dynamite out there is just asking for trouble. There's probably like a 50-50 chance it's going to bounce and come right back at me. The last thing you want in an explosive is a strong desire to return home.
Hey, didn't know anyone would willingly walk into this place. Not unless they were looking for trouble. What's your story?
Oh, if only I had one, it'd make figuring out what's happened to me much easier. But enough about me. I heard that you used to be a sheriff?
Short version is that sometimes justice is a little slow. I helped speed it up one too many times. I'm not sorry for anything I did, but I will do the time. Fair enough trade if you ask me. Assuming an NCR pardon comes with the job, and it had better. I also need to be able to do things my own way. Due process has its place, but sometimes it's just a waste of time. I'll need to know that I'm not going to end up right back in prison. When I need to, yes.
Right. So you're not the kind of sheriff who wound up here because of a one-off, personally connected, not too close and cross the line kind of a thing. It's your SOP. That kind of complicates things. I'm not a big fan of a sheriff who believes that people should be executed because they need a killing, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that the NCR would be a good choice. Before asking them if they could take over the law and order aspects of Prim, I probably should find out what it's like to live in an area where they are in charge of law and order. So to that end, I'm going to head to the Mojave Outpost. Oh, looks like a couple of bad guys are chasing someone. Well, I'll put a stop to that.
You like that?
Making the world a better place one tiny crater at a time. Not to worry, I took care of those guys. You're safe now. Oh, my mistake. It wasn't a battle between good guys and bad guys. It was a battle between assholes and dipshits. That kind of sums up my philosophy. If you're not going to use your legs to run away, then you don't deserve to have them. History is filled with people like me who went into the desert to find themselves. I didn't realize what I'd find is I like blowing things up. Oh, the radar has picked up someone friendly and looks like they're in trouble. Oh, crap. This is a job for Mr. Flamethrower. Well, I need to change my pants after that one. Still, at least, thanks to my timely intervention, I was able to rescue that bird. Ugh. That's a few minutes of my life I'd like to have back. Along with all the other missing ones, of course. So, the Mojave Outpost. And this looks like time and resources well spent. Wait a minute. This is familiar. I stayed here once. I remember it. I had a partner. And, yeah, can I remember? We slept here, and, Bud, you awake? Yeah. I was thinking about something while we were on the road today. You've had crushes, right? You know, like on girls? Sure, yeah, a few. So they were special to you. They were girls that you really wanted to be with. Man, it's late. Can we get to the point? Look, I'm just saying. You were a kid back then, right? And you were interested in girls that were in your age group at the time. Now you're older and they're older. I'm still not hearing you get to a point. I'm just wondering, if you think about how you felt about them, about how much you wanted them back then, is that wrong? Where are you going with this? Like, I'm 29, right? So, is it wrong to think about a girl who was 16 when I had a crush on her because in my head, I'm still 15 when I think about her? Or does the fact I'm 29 mean that I can't think about any girl that I was crazy about growing up? Like, once you turn 18, your past has to be dead to you. I suppose. What does this matter? Just answer the question. I guess, well, it would require more context. It could... What does it matter anyway? Why can't you just imagine her now that she's older too? What if she didn't get older? You had a crush on an underage ghoul. Not a ghoul, damn it. Like, someone who only existed for you when you were that age. Like a fictional character, maybe. So you're asking about the crush you had on a girl who was fictional, who was underage, but you had a crush on her back when you too were underage. Yeah, like, say you had a crush on Daria. Daria. It's just an example. It's a strange choice for an example in this context. I'm just wondering if it's okay for you to still revisit the feelings you had for someone who was your age or even older when you were young, but obviously would be too young for you now. Are you asking my permission to jerk off to Daria? Damn it, Bud. Look, I'm not the jerk-off police, all right? You don't need a permit from me. Our relationship is based on a Chinese wall for jerking off, a firm divide from what each of us needs to know. Man, why you gotta be such a dick about this? Because you wasted 5 minutes of my life getting around to this point when I could have been sleeping. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you're Mr. Prim and Proper with any sex that doesn't involve a robot. Oh, for fuck's sakes, I told you, I didn't know it was a fembot. Man, it had wires trailing out of it. I thought it was some kind of a health thing. And that fact wouldn't discourage you from putting your junk in it. Man, why did you have to even bring this up? We might as well just go if we're not going to get any sleep here. Actually, we might as well. I am too wound up to get any sleep now anyway. Might as well make good use of the time. Okay. You need some time in the bathroom first? Man, fuck you. That's not what I don't want you to have to take a squat on the side of the road like yesterday, dick. An entire lifetime of memories lost, and that's what I remember? Ugh.
Caravan, citizen, pilgrim, or... Just need something for the logbook, keeping tabs on traffic throughout the outpost. Although mostly just in, not out these days.
Yeah, that backs up with what I've heard from the people milling about outside. They're all being bottled up here because it's too dangerous out there. What particularly irks me about this situation is that the NCR are the ones responsible for this. They gathered up all their hardened criminals, brought them out here to the desert, lost control of them, and their response is to now not only subject all the locals to these crooks run amok, but instead are going to choke off further supplies that could help deal with their normal problems, never mind all the new problems they brought in there. And don't tell me it's too hard for them to deal with. I've been dealing with it. I pretty much cleaned out Prim and the prison, and I'm one guy using whatever I could find, including, many of the times, a baseball bat. I'm not even good with a baseball bat. It just happens to be handy. If I can do that, maybe you, with your army, could accomplish something. So yeah, that's already made up my mind as far as the sheriff things go. I may not approve of what that Myers guy has in mind, but I'll take his vigilante justice over the sucks to be you approach of the NCR. Of course, I am going to have to get that pardon for him.
One of the powder gangers? They've been nothing but trouble for us. Why would we want one of them anywhere in an official capacity? Well, having a sheriff who was a convict is better than no sheriff at all. And if he has the qualifications... All right, hand it over.
Oh, I'm glad you can see the wisdom of it. Thanks to my bribe. Must be a pretty cushy job for you.
That ain't so bad. If Caesar's Legion decides to push west through Nipton, old Mojave Outpost here will be the front line.
So I guess it's a good thing you've got all these caravans stranded here then. But anyway, time to tell Prim there's a new sheriff in town.
Evening. Thanks for getting me that pardon. Me and the boys will take good care of Prim. Don't you worry.
Good, he cost me 200 caps, so you better be worth it. Still, Victor gave me a second chance. It's only fair that I pay that forward and give somebody else a second chance and help out Prim at the same time.
Things are pretty good with Myers watching over us. I can give you a little bit of a discount.
Oh, I guess in a way that bribe was kind of an investment. Well, now that Prim has got some stability to it, I can head on the road up to Nipton. Wait a second. My radar says that somebody's in trouble up ahead there. I should pitch in. While we're out here on the road, we've got nobody but each other to watch our backs.
Come on!
I thought switching back to my fists would be easier when I found those brass knuckles, but maybe I should have kept the bat. Damn, that is some serious determination if they're on fire and still their first thought is to try to attack me. Well, at least the gang has been dealt with, and I've helped to save these birds. Fucking birds. Well, I think I'm going to camp out for the night and head into town in the morning. I have an itch in the back of my head that I've been to Nipton before. What was that?
Nipton? Ha! The bloody arsehole of the Mojave. Pissing on their place is a waste of good piss. Grab their package. It's the tiny one that's still far too massive for the amount of fucks I give about that shithole.
Okay, well, it's getting better. I'm not hearing harps anymore. Okay, well, anyway, time to head into Nipton, only... Weird. It looks like a powder ganger, but he's registering as non-hostile. Maybe there's something up with my bird detector.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did! Smell that air! Couldn't you just drink it like booze?
Okay, I'm guessing somebody found some drugs.
What lottery? The lottery, that's what lottery! Are you stupid? Only lottery that matters! Oh my god, smell that air! Are you kidding me? Never felt better! Yeah! Powder ganger? What? I mean, yeah, it used to be, sure. But not no more. Powder gang is small time, man. I'm a winner! I won the motherfucking lottery! Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that guy's been snorting powdered rad scorp anus or something. Well, Nipton is... Oh, man. I don't even know how to describe this. I can't even help any of these poor people. Oh, fuck.
Don't worry. I won't have you lashed to a cross like the rest of these degenerates. It's useful that you happen by.
That's not quite so comforting coming from a druid who dressed himself at Shields Sporting Goods.
I want you to witness the fate of the town of Nipton, to memorize every detail. And then, when you move on, I want you to teach everyone you meet the lesson that Caesar's Legion taught here. Especially any NCR troops you run across.
Right. Could you, give me specifics on what I should share? I just don't want to muddle the message. And feel free to use words. There is no need for visual aids here.
Where to begin? That they are weak and we are strong? This much was known already. But the depths of their moral sickness, their dissolution, Nipton serves as the perfect object lesson. Nipton was a wicked place, debased and corrupt. It served all comers, so long as they paid. Profligate troops, powder gangers, men of the Legion, such as myself. The people here didn't care. It was a town of whores.
Okay, well, normally I would take issue with your use of that term, but feeling in a generous mood, I will let it slide this once. Or, twice, 3, 4... You got a blank check, okay? I suppose looking around, being politically incorrect is hardly the worst thing I can accuse you of being today.
For a pittance, the town agreed to lead those it had sheltered into a trap. Only when I sprang it did they realize they were caught inside it too. Yes, and herded them to the center of town. I told them their sins, the foremost being disloyalty. I told them that when legionaries are disloyal, some are punished, the others made to watch. And I announced the lottery.
Well, that does solve one mystery then. It does raise a lot more questions that I'm not really sure I want to hear the answer to.
Each clutched his ticket, hoping it would set him free. Each did nothing, even when loved ones were dragged away to be killed. Ha! Innocent. Hardly. Cowardly, though. They outnumbered us, yet not once did they try to resist. They stood and watched as their fellows were butchered, crucified, and burned. One by one, they stood and hoped their turn would not come. Each cared only for himself.
Man, what they've done is absolutely unforgivable, but the last thing I could do is say it out loud. Just don't say it out loud.
As are all crimes. If you feel strongly about it, attack us, and soon you won't feel a thing.
Son of a stupid brain damage. What are you trying to do, get us both killed? You and I are going to have words later. I wonder if there's any chance anybody escaped them. Maybe I should check around and see if I can find any survivors in here. Ah, great. They left some of their hounds behind to mop up. Okay. It's not any day that I punch out a dog, but then again, this hasn't exactly been a typical day, has it? Well, obviously, if the dogs are running around in here, there's no place anybody could have been hiding. The dogs would have been outside there barking and drawn attention, so this place is a bust. Guess I'll have to check the other buildings.
Are you fucking kidding me? First, I get my leg smashed, and then in walks the Powder Ganger's Grim fucking Reaper. What the fuck have you got against us, man?
Well, you keep trying to kill me, and I keep not letting you. I fail to see the part in there where I'm behaving unreasonably.
Jesus fucking Christ! If you want me dead, just give me 15 medics and I'll fucking OD for you, okay? Fuck!
Would you just calm down? Nobody in here is ODing. Although I might wind up drowning in your endless waves of self-pity. What's going on?
I don't know. I just love it here. What the fuck do you think, asshole? Prize for second place was I got to live. But they beat my fucking legs with hammers. I'm fucking crippled, get it? Bullshit. You're holding. You just want it all for yourself.
I'm not giving you all of my vital medical supplies so you can die high, asshole.
It ain't like we came to Nipton to play it. Me and my crew had it worked out to kidnap some NCR troopers who come to town to get laid. Had it all worked out with the scumbag mayor. We were going to ransom them off, keep their weapons for ourselves, a nice score.
I probably shouldn't ask. This was a lot easier to feel sympathy for people when I didn't realize what dickheads they were.
We get in position, and next thing we know, we're surrounded by those fucking Legion freaks. They dragged us and everybody else into the center of town. And that asshole with a dog on his head, he starts talking about how we're bad people. He said we needed to be punished for what we did. Not all of us, but some of us. And then he gives everyone a fucking lottery ticket.
Pretty sure I know the punchline, but why don't you tell me what happened?
What do you think? He started drawing tickets and that's how people got punished. First up was the lucky losers. They got decapitated. Guess that's lucky cause it's pretty quick. Then came the crucifixions. God damn, but those went on and on and on. Third place runners-up got enslaved. I got the fuck beat out of my legs. In the winter, they let go free.
Wait, so there are more survivors then? They got enslaved?
Yeah, a bunch of those Legion fucks dragged them off right away. They were headed east, if you're feeling heroic. Don't act like you'd be doing me a favor. I don't give a fuck.
Really? And you seem like such a humanitarian. What happened to the scumbag mayor?
Him? When his ticket came up, they burned him alive on a pile of tires.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, everybody involved, except for the NCR troopers who just happened to be on leave, but everybody had something coming to them. But they didn't have this coming to them. Nobody's got this coming to them. No, not even Checkered Coat Guy. He doesn't have this coming to him either. There's a line, and this is way past it. I've encountered a lot of assholes, but I've not encountered assholes who prey upon other assholes for seemingly the only purpose of drawing out their own assholishness to cause themselves to become even greater assholes, like some kind of super asshole, like they're some kind of asshole vampires. Okay, admittedly, that analogy can use some work, but okay, I'll get on the road, I'll get after those people, see if I can free them. Whatever they've done, they've certainly not deserved to have gone through any of this. Oh, explosives are a fickle mistress. Why does it have to keep being the same arm? Yeah, he who lives by trinitrotoluene dies by trinitrotoluene. You know, I hate to admit it, but my faith in humanity is taking kind of a beating today. Well, it turns out if you blow up enough people, even a gang can take a hint, which is good because it leaves me free to continue tracking the slaves who are being led east. They don't know I'm here. Maybe if I catch them off guard that we can do this without violence. But if there is, avoid the civilians at all costs, okay? Ready? Go! All right, you people! I want you to release that cow. Don't mind me. Just go about your business. Well, at least killing all those bugs and gangs has allowed the caravans to come through again. When I discussed Fallout 3, I talked about what I call taffy time, since I don't know if there's a real term for this phenomenon. It's the idea that the amount of time that appears to have passed varies depending on the area or on the story. Some of it feels like it could be 2 centuries into the future, or it could feel like it's merely 2 decades. Fallout New Vegas doesn't have this same problem, although this fact might explain why some people like the world that's presented in Fallout 3 more than New Vegas. I don't want to turn this into a better or worse thing. I just want to lay the facts out for you as I see them, and you can draw your own conclusions to that. But I'm not trying to push any particular one or the other towards you. Just a general idea that I think that Fallout 3's appeal is that it strives for a world with atmosphere. New Vegas strives for a world of believability. You see, because of taffy time, there's simultaneously both history in Fallout 3, but also a lack of development, which history would suggest. The atmosphere of that game feels like the world hasn't crawled out of the rubble all that long ago. It's very post-apocalyptic, but its narrative should suggest that it isn't. Fallout New Vegas, however, feels like time has passed. A new world has emerged, and you're at the intersection of one version of that new world with another version of the new world. People in the Mojave struggle to live, but people in the Capital Wasteland struggle to survive. And there's a very big difference there. The difference between Fallout 3 being more Mad Max and New Vegas being more Magnificent 7. This is why the Legion practices slavery, for instance. Slavery is useful when you have some kind of organization and a large-scale need for work and a lack of machinery that can do the work of a human. The post-apocalyptic Capital Wasteland, less so. As one person amusingly noted, the hardest working people in Fallout 3 are the slavers, because hey, at least they work. They gather up people to enslave who are then placed in cages because there's nothing for them to actually do. Fallout 3 is a world where slaves sit around in idle boredom, a symbol of the fall of civilization for the game, but actually having nothing practical that they could be doing. Oh yeah, you could put a slave collar on them and make them do your household chores, but even factoring in that you might have gotten them for free as a present or something, is it really worth feeding and clothing somebody in such a harsh environment when you're struggling to survive just so they'll do the dishes? Slavery in Fallout 3 is not there because it's logical. It's there because it's a symbol of the fall of civilization, and that's all. And that sense that civilization is gone, that part of the post-apocalyptic feel, is what makes Fallout 3 appealing to some people. But the organization of the world, not organization as in the NCR and its set of rules and regulations, but merely the fact that because life has moved on, because the world has essentially some sense of consistency about it, that's more appealing to people who like Fallout New Vegas. The world makes more sense. Again, I am not bringing this up because I'm trying to say that Fallout New Vegas is superior. I'm trying to point out those differences. Fallout 3 sacrifices logic in order to embrace the post-apocalyptic feel. Fallout New Vegas compromises on the post-apocalyptic feel in order to have a more logically consistent world to it. One is not necessarily better than the other when the point of it is about the immersion in it. For some people, the atmosphere alone is what they've come for, and it delivers that. Therefore, Fallout 3 is better. For others, the verisimilitude of the world is more important, and Fallout New Vegas is better. In the end, what matters the most is whether or not the game is giving you what you've came for. If it does, then none of the other things really matter in the end. But anyway, I better go try to rescue those townspeople. Yeah, I know it's an easy temptation to just surrender, but I think that if good people will just do the right thing, then this world will become a better place if... Oh, son of a bitch. I believe you, but does Mr. Dynamite believe you? Yeah, Mr. Dynamite's a bit of a cynic. Well, lucky for me, that firefight took out so many of them that the few left are unwilling to interfere when I go in to free those slaves, and it's... Couple of fucking powder gangers. Are you kidding me? Never mind. It doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing. You should not enslave another person. No matter who they are, they should not be forced to work against their will for you. So I'm going to set these men free. And yes, they are trouble, so I hope the NCR captures them and locks them back up again, where they'll be put on a chain gang and forced to work against their will. Man, this is the day that keeps on giving. Well, with my theoretically good deed of the day behind me, now it's on the way to Novac. The guy had said that Nipton was just a stopover on their way to Novac, so hopefully they've got some answers there, but... This looks like some kind of an NCR outpost. I should probably pass along that info about what happened in Nipton.
Radio signal out here can be pretty spotty because of all the hills. Sometimes our scheduled updates don't go through. When it happens enough times, they send someone over to check up on us. Lately, we've been getting extra medical supplies for some reason. I'm in no rush to give the supplies back, either. I shouldn't have said anything in the first place. I'd rather not get you into the habit of crossing the NCR.
Oh no, I was only wounded because I was fighting gangs of raiders on this very road. And the Legion, too. Obviously, you don't want to encourage that kind of behavior. Why, it might stop the Legion from coming in here and slaughtering everybody like they did in Nipton. Well, here we are in the fine city of Novac. Hopefully someone here saw the checkered coat guy come through. I mean, besides the dinosaur, obviously.
Careful. They got spies all over.
Maybe I should have gone with a dinosaur.
Who sent you? I ain't talking. They tried to get me to talk before, but I didn't say nothing. And I don't aim to now, by gum. We'll just see about that. You come any closer and I'm liable to stick you with my sticking knife. Old Stick is feeling mighty ornery this day.
Okay, well, social distancing it is then.
You sure now? It's kind of hard to hear you. Okay, just speak up a little. But not so much that they hear you. They got people everywhere, always listening.
The problem after the apocalypse is it's so hard to fashion a tinfoil hat. Anyway, you seen Checkered Coat Guy?
Sure have. Camouflage that coat was, trying to hide from extraterrestrials what can only see in black and white checkers. But they're not fooled, because he forgot to put checkers on his face. I told him so, and he seemed to take it to heart. They stayed here a night, and was up by the dinosaur, talking to the sniper fellow with the mustache a couple of times.
Perhaps he was wondering where he could get some black and white face paint. Anyway, time to go check out the dinosaur, I guess.
How you doing? Welcome to the Dino Bite gift shop. My name's Cliff. If you're here for the T-Rex figurines, you're just in time. There's still a few left.
Oh, it's the perfect thing to put on my desk. Oh, also, do you sell desks? Okay, then I guess I don't need one.
Darn it, no one ever buys the T-Rexes.
What's going on, man?
Damn, that is one snazzy outfit. Not a lot of people can pull off that hat, but you can. The world may have ended, but clearly fashion didn't. Oh, sorry. I'm looking for a man in a checkered coat.
Sure, I know him. What do you want with him? You talking about that chip? Man, I don't think he's giving it up.
Well, I can be very persuasive. And if not me, Mr. Dynamite is definitely persuasive.
Well, listen, I can definitely help you find him, but I've got problems of my own. Maybe we can do a trade. You need my help. There's something I need, too.
Sure, I could probably help with that.
Novac, it's home for me now. I want that to be for good. I like it here, and I've left too many homes behind.
But the only resource we got here is junk. Without that, people wouldn't have anything to trade. They'd all have to leave. We get most of it up the road from the old rocket test site, but a bunch of ghouls showed up one day and took it over. We can't get in there now. Well, they gotta go, or this will be a ghost town before long. Doesn't matter to me what you do. As long as the ghouls are out of there, that's good enough for me.
That's not unreasonable. I am a person with a lifetime experience of surviving in the wasteland, and all I have to deal with are some ghouls. May not even need to kill anyone. Not like I'm a 19-year-old girl fresh out of the vault being asked to go into a war zone or something. Only a narcissist would demand that.
Lately we've been getting ghouls, coming from the road to Repcon out to the west. Quite a few last couple days.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into it. Man, I know the term ghoul. It's just I'm having trouble remembering the details about that. What was it about ghouls?
He says I wouldn't hire him because he's a ghoul. Well, fuck him in his radiation-pocked gob. Not that I ever would. Ghouls have a face like an orgy of dead clowns. But that wouldn't stop me from hiring one of the half-melted arseholes.
Oh crap, the harps are back. Still, at least his words suggest that ghouls can be reasoned with. Next time, Brain, something a little bit more helpful? Oh shit.